around her for comfort, flames overlaid with the close-up of tears in her eyes. Before we transition to a husband and wife now fighting, which fades into black to the sound of slamming doors and an old car starting. Split screen, father alone, the other is the kids and the mother in a modern home. Mum's in a rush and she sweats, you can tell that she works too much. Dad's in the other shot alone in the bush shack, he sips his tea, then he sobs, fade out, fade in, more time has passed. The boy's now 10 and he's singing in the car with his sisters, cut to a sky that is dark. Pan down a drunk teens in a skate park. The boy is now a young man spitting bars, poses to skull cheap wine from a cast. Sirens embark, then we cut the feet running on the path. All of a sudden, juvenile laughter is heard, then cut to the theatre with him and his sisters, clearly Shakespearean. Dad's the director, he sits up the front, next to the stepdad and the mum. The camera goes up through the roof above a nighttime balance, and suddenly moving so fast it's a blur. Slowly it steadies to a cityscape with a face unsure that it's ready. Cut to another stage, protagonist slaying the mic red in the face. Then we pan to the crowd and the hands that are raised, and those at the back that are standing amazed. Back to the character, his age is clear, 18, now his face has a beard. Zoom in on the beard, zoom out from the beard. 21 at a festival, now it gets weird. Colors erupt from the lens cause he's fucked in the head, temporarily beloved every second. Cut to a tired face, 5 years older, his party life past in the honeymoon phase. You can tell in his eyes that he's empty inside, merged in a shot of relationships ending. Zoom out in Melbourne to a bird's eye, pause for a second, then once again it's blur time. Back to the quiet land, overlaid with a fading shot of rapping with a mic in hand. Cut from the freestyling to a couple of degrees piling. To him as a teacher, trimmer and neater, not looking like a lyrical beast, but still not with it. He seems to be with it and somewhat age resistant. Shots of work and repetition, as if it's the only reason he's living. Still we see him getting his rap on, this time at home with the laptop. Fade out the opening theme, zoom in on the mouth, now he's ready to speak. Ooh. Technical error there. There we go. An old set, I hadn't tweaked it properly. -6 dB. Not 0. I'm so underground, I might as well be non-existent. 16 years rhyming, you can't tell me that I'm not persistent. Witnessing so many rise to fame and most are not just gifted. Waiting for the moment the dam breaks, the curtain's lifted. Sitting in the middle of a kitchen in a shitty little shoebox apartment. I'm living in a pretty bad landscape, no fucks given. Beat my own drama to lonely rhythm. Phony spitting in a way that isn't giving any listeners a true reflection of their essence. Better take heed to the shit I write. Fuck the clicks and likes to give incredible lessons. The more that I talk in my ways, so many things that I thought were innate are actually thoughts never thought in the brains of so many. I open the doors and the gates. Sick of these simpletons. Why does anybody even give them funds? So what the fuck is it? Cars, their fans are also the simple ones. When Cursor blew up, I thought like, what the fuck's going on in this country? He honestly sucks. Then I realized that idiocracy must be upon us and nothing can stop in the punch. Oh, world's going upside down. I would let it bring me down, so I'll bring a few rounds, terminate the contracts with the mutter and gutter rats and cringy clowns. You can have your makeup box, I'll storm the gates and break the locks. Conform a state relating, cause the formula is changing. Lots hotter than a monster of a heat wave. Gotta keep it knocking up, be brave. Pottering along till I hit the top of that straw beat, till I lie in a deep grave. But are these words really serving a purpose? No Roman just cramming it into a riddle, so listeners only be scratching the surface. Are too many syllables just a disservice? And at what point does a broad vocab become worthless? Poets are a dying breed, a light that flickers. But when you think so much, it can be hard to find a life worth living. Anyone who's hating cause this ain't another showy verse, you've got to understand that it isn't my motive to boast about how I flow with words. Fuck that, I'm driven by my core ethics, intuition and the vision about sharing a message that I've had my whole life. And I'm not saying I'm right, I'm just stating my aspiration to be changing your life. And go ahead and laugh You can call me childish, cliche, virtue signaling or self-righteous, but I am that cheeky muse whose flavor is pure vibrance with the stimulating rhymes that change the shape of your iris. The absolute antithesis of wasting your time. That's unless you've got self-imposed chains on your mind. In that case, you'd probably be like, fuck this overthinking cunt. I'd probably say thank you for having the grace to be this slut. This is freedom, son, diverse expression. That's a segue to the intention of this lesson. Chopped and changed, mixed and matched. You might like a certain vibe, but you don't have to stick to that. When you write the script, you play the villain or the diplomat. You can be the hero, the antagonist, or in the back. If you think that my shit is whack, then your shit is whack. I say what I want, but hell no, my writing isn't slack. I paint a picture that is vivid, sticking with you till you're in your final winter, even when most of your mind is with it. Forget accelerated paces, the petty game of who's the best and greatest. My only aim is to resonate. Angus Green on this beat. Lyrical samurai tattoo, calligraphy, killing conventions, erupting with dignity, flavor explosion, is marketing, gimmickry, and brainwashing children, starting in infancy. Wyldcard will help you pull the chicks. Even Thorpe says it's fully sick. Remove all your wrinkles and brighten your temples. Audible cream you can apply to your pimples. Also an FDA-approved supplement. Here's a free trial. Mix it in with your sustagen, clinically proven to limit the blues and leave those libidos completely renewed. It says on the bottle, as seen on the news. You can log on to Google to read the reviews. Are you feeling worried or scared for humanity? Forget about that and increase your vitality. Wyldcard life is your freedom and apathy. Wyldcard dark lets you laugh at calamity. We've also got a cologne and sweet fragrance that makes you suspicious to all of your neighbours. We sell both blue and red pills at a low price. These are the best deals. Hurry up and sign the dotted line. Too many prospective clients and not a lot of time. Wait now, I'll let you get back to your Thursday first. Can you please help us out with a survey? Super. Press for you over to Jess. Thank you for choosing Wyldcard. God bless.
Yes.
Invest into your best interest. I sense success in your aura, you've been blessed. Innovation in abundance, more than a bit fresh. Every subject which has rewards with the big yes. Set to be bigger than Kanye times Jesus to the power of Elvis times Lennon. Believe this, honestly, I can't even lie. If I tried, I would try inside, so trust me, I'm a genius. No, this ain't no pyramid scheme, cause I abhor the idea of top dogs and bottom feeders. You can trust me, I detest the leaders. Now give me your money and watch as it increases. So set the success to it's almost a sin. I'm called Wyldcard cause I was born to win. Now do you wanna up the stakes on your best handle? Let this opportunity be wasted on the next man. Think quick, we're gonna run out of stock soon. Here to make it rain, call me Mr. Monsoon. You heard this was a scam, that is not true, honestly. What have you got to lose? So are you gonna bet on the thoroughbred that stops traffic like trucks when they run the red? Get it through your fucking head, I am a winner. So do you want baked beans or steak for dinner? Always getting mad at that it's too dinner. Setting the food better than a live dimmer. Now I'm not gonna lie, the reviews do differ. Some say it's sick, some say it's even sicker. So get us raising the greatness of what I guarantee to sell. Cause I was making it famous. Look in my face and I'm lying to you, invest. You know it's the right thing to do. with this intricate web of rhythm, I'm getting into your head. I'm making beats like Super Hans with that sweet tint of dread. Unique with the references, it's a reverend of reverence, cause I'm back once again. It's the rebel of resonance. Yo, I'm melting these elements like a chemist experiments. When creating, I'm a god, making heavenly measurements. The most profoundest cunt who knows how to grunt. I'm sneaking code containing everything I know into the punch. Spiking with ideas, I'm right here to grind fears and crush inhibitions till the friction that's living inside is clear. Follow me if you don't wanna be a hollow being. I'm constantly boxing with monsters till I see the sorrow reading. And guess what? The methodologies have never changed. I put my troubled thoughts on paper. People think I'm well deranged. And maybe I am, but what can I do? I'm taking my plans, I'm taking my hands and grabbing the tools, and slowly I'm getting the lay of the lands. And not all the terrain is perfect, still I'm here to make it work. Experience the rain, but making a bitch out of pain, the jerk. But I won't let him master me, because my artistry is like an antibody fighting pain and disharmony. So come on the uncharted charter, all are welcome here to Nada, Hakuna Matata. Don't you worry, Wyldcard are qualified captain and going nowhere fast. The only known is that the land of the unknown is vast. The only known is that the land of the unknown is vast. Yeah, we're sorry.
You control the dream.
I squint my eyes upon a dissonant horizon. I see bitterness entwined with pretty lights, and everything is in the right place. Chaos and beauty to a dance called balance. It's one of Mr. Universal Law's many talents. Oh shit, I'm off and on another ponderous trip. Be careful not to get lost in the mist or your noggin will slip. It's dark and murky here, believe me, I've been lurking here for far too long. Self-analysis getting absurd and weird, I'm joking. This introspective vision is a gift. You should try it, side effects include being less of a dick. I don't measure my wit with sticks, I measure my wit. And when it is missing or off point, I feel terribly sick. People often tell me if I ever get dementia, puns will last after everyone I'm meant to remember. It's probably true, it's a habit, and I've got a few. If you ain't got no vices, tell me what the is wrong with you. It's getting dark and I'm not even in a hollow mood, just mighty good at channeling my demons when in solitude. So if you've got a problem, dude, turn it off, drop and snooze, and listen in the morning when your head is clear and off the booze. I'm not obnoxious, I'm just constantly diffusing all the conflicts that ensues inside my complex inner room. Not even I know just exactly how the engine works, just know my head's berserk and give thanks to this blessed curse.
We're living off the benefits of a clandestine empire. That today there's as much slavery in the world, more slavery in the world than ever before. That our shirts, our shoes, everything we own is made under the guise of this empire, and that there's a tremendous amount of people around the planet suffering. gonna rip everybody off the land. That's just your physical being on the land. But obviously your entitlements to the land, your spirituality to the land, your language that connects to the land, obviously all the cultural activity that you have to do is gonna be ripped out of your heart.
Let us begin by the beginning. Let everything is a dream, which is a dream, which is fine after we have any kind of dream. When we're asleep, we have another dream. The difference is that we control our daydream, and the dream that comes at night controls us.
Fucking New South Wales Police there.
Got an OG Wyldcard beat right here. Hey, yo, I'm back on the beat after years of self-doubt on that wonky shit. Dropping tips, too weird to ever sell out, but I would like some fame and I do crave recognition. That may be flawed, but it's embedded in my human condition. What I'm doing this instant is a mood and a vision, but the brew isn't instant, taking moons to fruition. Sometimes you gotta fall off the horse to ride it better. Although I make mistakes, sometimes I know that I will ride forever. I'm giving introspective, and there's always plenty of madness to the method. I flip scripts like spoonerisms with the smoothest diction, always on point regardless of who is listening. Not chasing supervisions, but hello is with my commentary. I avoid confrontation in person, that's where I wanna be. So if you're wanting deep, then you're in the wrong crowd, cause me and my clique have that sweetness locked down. I don't need a god complex, I've honestly got enough going on in my head that I'm trying to process. I'm modest in demeanor, but I know that I'm talented. Always studying the ego, I consider how I balance it. And I've seen the results of mismanagement at both ends of the scale. It's the opposite of happiness. So in conclusion, to avoid all confusion, don't let your psyche conjure up grandeur delusions. There's another me inside of me, trying to steer away from what I try to be. Sometimes I get high just to make him sleep, but he's like a dependent, so it's all on me. There's another me inside of me, trying to steer away from what I try to be. Sometimes I get high just to make him sleep, but it's like a dependent, so it's all on me. Now the creative side is clashing with the rational mind that says if you look at the figures you will actually find the chance of spitting for a living is nearly 1 in a million. Your aspirational levels are mostly only seen in children. The creative side screams, I will never let my dreams die. I'll reach high because I'm heaps fly. Don't be a weak guy, gathering dust instead of packing a punch. Don't want to spend the rest of my life packing a lunch, craving passion and fun. So while I'm grinding 9 to 5, I'm trying not to fight the light inside, but sometimes I can't let it shine as bright. And that is harder than I make it sound. Sometimes I think I'm breaking ground, then Captain Sensible puts on the brakes, cause now the other tracks are piling. And while the mind is vibing, there's a time and a place, but now you've got to step in line. But wait, actually, maybe there's a method to the madness if I harness the ability to manage the duality. I'm understanding the split could be a gift, although at times the tension hits and yo, it's really such a rift. More than hectic, but when I'm on point with my leveling measures, I develop a broad perspective. There's another me inside of me, trying to steer away from what I strive to be. Sometimes I get high just to make him sleep, but he's not gonna depend, so it's all on me. There's another me inside of me, trying to steer away from what I strive to be. Sometimes I get high just to make him sleep, but he's not gonna depend, so it's all on me. He stepped through the rubble in the underbelly of an ugly city, unprepared and filled with distrust and pity. Legs heavy from running, he reeked of dust and sweat. That's what happens when you're under threat. But he'd heard a few words, and though it sounded absurd, he hadn't had a source of hope for so long that he lurched at the idea of a safe haven in a hidden forest. But he knows that success in this world isn't promised. He switches tense. Now things are getting tense. Pan to the right, in the corner of his eye is some heavy heads. But he spent 7 months getting ready, knows the city even better than the pain of his memories. And so he runs for a manhole, too fast for the monster so hard they probably chew through his damn skull. Through the sewers at a quick pace, he doesn't look back. He can outrun those barbarous shit stains. Speaking of shit, the stench makes him feel sick. He chunders, then he's up the next ladder real quick. Feeling nervous as he pops out the top, but the streets are deserted like they've been locked down by cops. He's in the outer burbs now when it's really dark. He's trying to remember the lessons he learned on stealing cars. 100 meters south he sees a piece of shit ride, makes a run and he's lucky the keys are inside. Looking for the answers. He's looking for the answers. Just looking for the answers. Looking for the answers. If the writing on the wall isn't true, then they damned us. As the landscape changes, his mental state wavers through so many stages and phases. Following a path of motifs, from bunny ears to billboards, advertising roast beefs. The road weaves through tar, dirt and stone. He can tell these are paths that were mostly unknown. He gets to a rusty gate, winds down the window, and whispers the password, nature's a widow. After that, well, he can't believe his eyes. When the gates have opened, he sees his wildest dreams alive. Calm people, no violence, and seemingly equal. Peaceful when most of the world can be deemed as lethal. He has his own room, but he knows that the place is due to the brutal mentality that most won't escape. In the first week of so many moments of greatness, he's found an equilibrium of hope within the haven. But the months pass and things start to strain. More restrictions and the place is feeling dark and strange. Egos are bubbling away under facades of safety. There's whispers of stricter restrictions on new babies. All of a sudden, these compassionate minds have started showing all their predatory animal sides. It was a stronghold where ideals and goals dissolved. The safe haven had become the valley of the lost souls. Still looking for the answers. Didn't get no answers. Yeah, where the fuck are these answers? Looking for the answers. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't get back to Kansas. Yeah. It's one of my OG beats. That's probably why it's not mastered as well as the other ones. Hypnotic beats getting under your skin. Emit rays of heat with a wondrous grin. A Robert Frost type rapper who travels adjacent to the Babylon battling cat and mouse games that still consume many palates. Fuck it, I've got a smoother texture ready for whoever has unlocked the capacity to be vexed in this moment. Yo, it's not just intelligence, perception is more mystical than that and not defined by normal limits and tests. I'm not here to create an intellectual circle jerk, just putting words into a flow designed to cause the most absurdest work. Imagine hip switching to every syllable revel in this rhythm. It would be funny because there wouldn't be enough time for the full jiggling. Ripples and waves just like life itself. Wisdom refined, I'm serving whiskey from the highest shelf. It's aged like my higher self, I say when it's time to delve. So listen to the lyrical wizardry of the highest elf. From D&D to DMB, I keep a G. Call me a radio cause I can get a tune to any frequency. You see, for me it's easy, I'm adaptable, melding into any setting without the help of quotes that are magical, lateral but mostly literal. My flow is only liberal to an extent as I consider comprehension is critical. Sometimes space is pivotal. 5, 6, 7, I'm choreographing syllables. I'll dance instruct until the man's plans are fucked. I'm rocking that'll cause clams to gush and dams to bust. Stacking wet metaphors, call me the Burger King, releasing all the pheromones that cause the pretty birds to sing. That cause the pretty birds to sing. Well, isn't it obvious I deliver with obnoxiousness in just the right proportion, never going over the top with this. Pot of mixing spices in the recipe is fine, but still I change bits every time so that the end result is mine. Refined, fine dining, no wine, just pure lightning. Condensed within a presence on stage, the moon's enticing, even the moon is vibing. Lunar lights are blooming till the blooming tide is moving to the sound and bringing good tidings. But not the Christmas or religious vibe, it's different, right? The type that makes you sway till all heads move at a single time. Stop and rest a bit, sit upon a simplified structure. My direction of flow is not to be criticized. This isn't my limit, right? Sitting right in the dimmest light, channeling vibes before me like I'm a Ouija board. Find the best lines and turn them into 16s for sport. Chill out, I'm joking, yo, you know I'm not the evil sort. Don't even arc up when I need to, and in that way I'm deeply flawed. I've been ignored and disregarded heaps before, but like a lion on nitrous I only seem to get a deeper roar. And it keeps the floor vibrating like a tremor. Many wishing this unification of sound would go on forever. Still have the acupuncture, pack and thunder, or wrapped in magic, wrapped in wonder, and lathered with butter. That's right. I bring the ore, wrapped in magic, wrapped in wonder, and lathered with butter. As I flow through these portals, my eyes see a vivid spectrum. No right or wrong way to go, no misdirection. The only way forward is to slide like the penguin in Fight Club. These dreamscapes are here to lift my mind up, cause when I don't need to be present at the helm, I can let my thoughts travel to so many magic realms. From deep dreams to psychedelic episodes, sometimes I let the tension build for months before I let it go. Delving deep into the ways of life's ebb and flow, trying to conceive the fact that I was once an embryo, looking for the silence within and contemplating how the next phase of my life can begin. Every now and then I've got to have a zen moment, and that can be relaxing with friends or with a pad and pen. Tranquility is not just external, and the benefits of self-regulation are eternal. I take a deep breath, let everything reset, acknowledging each step towards being mentally free, letting the deep-seated stress wash away, cause I'm taking my brain on a very short holiday. I take a deep breath that holds my focus. Sometimes my state of mind is rough, but not today, cause I'm taking my brain on a very short holiday. Let everything reset. And I'm not talking soma or dissociatives that over time might turn you into a walking coma. I'm talking about finding what's right at the time to help you clear out the clutter and let your mind realign. Sometimes it's solitude, sometimes it's not, dude. Gotta learn to figure out what you need in that off mood. Emotions can be obscure, brutal and rampant, but analyze the patterns, there are ways to understand it. Looking within can be confronting, but if you can't do it, no one can do it for you. And if trouble is bubbling in your mental landscape, it's unlikely your psyche will get to escape. So you gotta work hard on them demons to truly enjoy those moments of freedom. Believe me, it's worth it when you get to that placid state and find the trigger to let tension evaporate. I take a deep breath, let everything reset, acknowledging each step towards being mentally free. Cause I'm taking my brain on a very short holiday. I take a deep breath that holds my focus, exhale all the fears of being lost and hopeless. Sometimes my state of mind is rough, but not today, cause I'm taking my brain on a very short holiday. I take a deep breath, let everything reset. I take a deep breath. Gotta make your own warmth in a cold world. Can't predict the weather when we torture this old girl. The struggle for survival is a very common concept. Right now I feel like it's a pertinent object to focus on now and in the years to come. The endless possibilities have got me feeling numb. So many paths and fates, so many traps and baits. Sometimes it's hard to tell if humans are the rats or the snakes. So many acts in this play with its twisted authors, because history is seldom ever written by the paupers. Written by the sources who sought after resources with the darkest auras. Nature created the source of its destruction. Now it's fighting back with every wave, and it's blatant corruption. I just want to be free, but these leeches keep sucking. I want nothing more than to have more faith in others that I can see beneath them. Rewind. Need to catch my breath. Don't drink and drive, but also don't eat and spit rhymes. Terrible idea. MC Asthma in the house. gotta make your own warmth in a cold world. Can't predict the weather when we torture this old girl. The struggle for survival is a very common concept, but right now I feel like it's a pertinent object to focus on now and in the years to come. The endless possibilities have got me feeling numb. So many paths and fates, so many traps and baits. Sometimes it's hard to tell if humans are the rats or the snakes. So many acts in this play with a twisted authors, because history is seldom ever written by the paupers. It's written by the sources of sought after resources. Fat cunts in suits with the darkest auras. Nature created the source of this destruction. Now it's fighting back with every wave. Humanity and its blatant corruption. I just wanna be free, but these leeches keep sucking. I want nothing more than to have more faith in others, but I can see beneath the fakeness and I've blown many covers. The reason that I rarely get too close to my lovers. Plus, who really knows when our mother's gonna fuck us? That was a metaphor and not a Freudian slip. Don't you ever doubt my lingo, well this boy's gonna flip. The world is full of petty egos on a boisterous trip, and I want them to see what's real, but it's just not gonna sit. I mostly preach to the converted when I drop and I spit, but in the end I'm just narrating what I want to depict. I never know what's next, this ain't a logical script. This reality surrounded by the fog and the mist. I've gotta wipe down my glasses and press ahead. Represent a bit of hope amidst the endless dread. So much weight on my shoulders from a heavy head, because I want to take on battles where the rest have fled. That is such a common trend. This abandonment of ethics and mismanagement of morality has left us in a mess. I don't have any answers, just some educated guesses from accumulated wisdom, more than methodless reflections. I try to detach from ego beating on me, that's beating me. It's weird and sort of whack, but if I put too much effort into holding it back, then I'll lose all my fucking drive and be off of the track. But I'll always keep on speaking this, I promise you that. So let me know how you're feeling if you wanna react. Still living in the shadows, and the problem with that is that I wanna help people make a proper impact. I swear it's the only reason I've ever wanted exposure, and I'll never be content if I don't get that kind of closure. It's the only way I know to lend a hand on the sinking ship, holding the mic with the vice-like grip. When your grip and your perception of reality slides, you've got to dig deep for that place where the magic resides. Restore the balance of your pattern in life. If you've spent too much time on feeling tragic inside, and it's hard to flip the switch, but art therapy does that. And it's been too long since I've let the flow come back, and it's plain to see the inside has been breaking me. Too busy with work with no moments of vacancy. I need to take a deep breath and let the thoughts flow. Take my mind away to that place where the horns blow and rigs pump. That kingdom I rarely get to visit. Not enough time to get up on stage and exhibit. I haven't reached my goals of creatively living off my creations. Until then I'm a slave to the system. But for now this bright fame is burned to embers. But one day it'll be larger than ever in X amount of Decembers from now. But now I'm stressed out, and the music is the only way to let that stress out. Let me break it down. The only thing stopping me from breaking down are written words and using my mouth and making sounds. Getting lots of props is not a necessity, cause it's therapy. That's why so many hours hours are spent perfecting the recipe. If you feel the stress, don't ignore it or let it be. Do something for your mind that'll temporarily set it free. Tackle every fear until inhibitions are dead, and see the way that you can regain control of your destiny. That's just the way it's gotta be. Do you wanna live a self-fulfilling prophecy or write your own odyssey? Want to live a self-fulfilling prophecy or write your own odyssey? Come in, take a seat, get comfortable. Sit back into your chair, let me ease you in. I'll drop a little bit of context before we begin. See, I'm here to help you seek the truth. Let's speak into the deeper truths that only come to the surface when you need them to. You seem confused, well that's a common state. When every day you've got to face concepts that have a lot of weight. Trying to free your mind from the matrix like Neo. Release all the pain and the stress and the ego. This is how they suck you in, with the seduction of power and glamour and endless consumption. It's a virtual reality, nearly everyone is plugged in. A rightful cycle of greed and self-destruction. What we're doing here is the opposite of a lullaby. We're here to nudge your mind until the inspiration comes to life. So stay in a coma till you curl up and die, or you can learn to grow your wings until they open up and fly. Yeah.
Wicked line there, mate.
Fucking sick. Where's this guy? Oh, wrong channel.
Oscar, come here. Oscar, come and have a fucking spit cunt.
This is just as much for me as it is for you.
Fucking Wyldcard, mate, killing it.
I've got a lot locked inside, which is why I feel lost inside oftentimes. So I write solemn rhymes in solitude, the only way to decode the madness and rewind neural pathways so I can balance the juggling act of life that presents less answers. The questions forever inevitably imbalanced. The heavens never seem less fathomable, but I was never a believer, so I guess that's understandable. We keep digging holes even though the people know we're shitting in our backyards. It's unbelievable, it's leaving me scratching my head, but not the surface of this intricate riddle as we're living in this absurdness. But these words take off a little bit of pressure. I can unpack and unwind when under the weather. These verses are a blessing when they're coming together, because without them, well, I'm guessing I would suffer forever. But this is just as much for me as it is for you. Here to break free so I can exit in a different mood. Letting it out when I'm penning my sound. Getting it out, I don't shout, but this is sort of resound and bounce around. But it's as much for me as it is for you. I only write when I can breathe and take an interlude. Letting it out when I'm penning my sound. Getting it out, I don't shout, but this is sort of resound and bounce around. Letting it out when I'm penning my sound. Letting it out, I don't shout, but this is sort of resound and bounce around. I'll let this reverberate and sit, because sometimes space is bliss. I'm not afraid to go outside, but when it's reflection time, this is my downtime. Whether or not it's reflection time, this is my cloud nine. And it's literally fixing me, gifted with the ability to be flipping my miseries into symphony. That's why some of my craft is so dark, because it helps me. Some might call it selfish, but I call it healthy over. Beats with compression, release decompression. Defeating these demons of regression that want me to live with a frown. But yo, I will simmer down in a minute once I've let it all out. And when I fall down, I revisit that moment. You can only gain reflection and the lesson if you want it. Yo, I've unblocked my thoughts for now and I'm much happier. I'd like to take this moment to thank you, the passenger. But this is just as much for me as it is for you. Here to break free so I can exit in a different mood. Letting it out when I'm penning my sound. Getting it out, I don't shout, but this is short of resound and bounce around. That it's as much for me as it is for you. I only write when I can breathe and take an interlude. Letting it out when I'm penning my sound. Getting it out, I don't shout, but this is short of resound and bounce around. Letting it out when I'm penning my sound. Sound, 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 sound. Letting it out when I'm penning my sound. Getting it out, I don't shout, but this is short of resound and bounce around. And the sanity's work. When the delusion, illusion, and disillusionments occur, does your nerves work rapidly and murder clarity, or do you somehow slip into inertia? Manically, drastically, we're rushing to be taking steps, to be living in the position that is making sense. But the only way to escape the crazy game is shut the gate, and I don't want a sheltered life, so I'll embrace my fucking fate. There's nothing greater than the balance of wary determination. I'll leave each line to your own interpretation. Anxiety's in the basement, fears locked in the cellar. What they feed on? Nah, I'm not gonna tell ya. But up here I see many doors open and close. What's that around the corner, man? Nobody knows. But you can openly know that if you go with this flow, then you'll learn to accept all the pros with the woes and it goes. And it goes. And it goes. I'm gonna take whatever life throws at me and it goes. Red Square, what is up? My Castlemaine people right here. My name is Wyldcard, Castlemaine. I'm gonna take whatever life throws at me, but the way things pile up sometimes, it makes me so angry, forcing me out into sanity's boundaries. But these dark and murky waters still won't manage to drown me, and I'm gasping for breath, coughing and spluttering. Health is an uphill battle, I'm always struggling. The determination fills my lungs, my will's begun to shape what I will become. I've stopped feeling young, like I'm aging quickly. praying that I don't look 80 at 60, but age doesn't shape what's within me. It's the good and the dark side. Your Lord may not forgive me, but I've got to give an accurate account of the ride, as I hope my best intentions and reality collide. But I won't try to hide all the ups and downs. Any cats that think they're past are determined to fucking clowns. And devolution. Never has there been a time more desperate for revolution. The gradual execution of the planet with pollution, while the masses are consuming, tuned out because we're tuned in. We're holding on to coal even though it's no longer booming. Everyone is biting nails over Kim G and Putin. Power is the #1 destroyer and corrupter. How long before we realize that we need a different structure? Something big is getting ready to erupt. There's already so many visible fractures and ruptures. That's why I'm busting these words to vent, and maybe help us find a way that we can circumvent this crazy catastrophic clash so many placidly accept will be remembered as superior humanity's left. Isn't it ironic that technological gains now have stunted progression and ended up slowing our brains down and led many to a melancholy state, looking dismal because there's no new messages on Facebook? What we try to hunt together now is gratification, and I'm guilty of it every time I rap on a stage. It's a section of our psyche that needs to be tamed and utilized at the times that we need to embrace it. But instead of just stressing over an internet presence, I think many were left with pheasants and self-acceptance. Lose your footing when this whole damn place is misaligning on its axis. Don't get lost in it, unless you're talking about that sunset. Don't get lost in it. 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 Be controlling yourself amongst all the masses. Don't get lost in it. Don't get lost in it. It's easy to lose your footing when this whole damn place is misaligning up its axis. Don't get lost in it. Don't get lost in it. Don't get lost in it. Now, how can we expect to learn new lessons when we're getting fed deception, and mental independence is getting less and less? Expecting messages has left us restless, and the internet has lessened the development of memory in our head. We hardly ever need to learn anything. Every single answer is on Google. It's slowly enveloping our perceptions in a vision and ability to see we're on the edge of being wrecked until we're living in debris. So I just sit back and watch it collapse. We very little more than merely dropping some rocks. A hypocritical individual dissing all the minimal action but doing nothing but bitching and being cynical. It's a critical flaw that I must accept and overcome to reach ascension and become an exception to the state of stagnation where most are complacent, knowing things are getting worse but no motivation to change it. disillusioned by a tragic reality. Five minds are getting trapped within the pattern of apathy. I know it's easy to get mad at humanity. Why not channel that passion towards acts of actual gravity? Many ask the question, how much can I do? The answer is always different because it's up to you. So many people trying to build up these invisible walls. We gotta break them all down before the citadel falls. Don't get lost in it. Be control of yourself amongst all the madness. It's easy to lose sight of you when the rest of the planet is in a state of imbalance. Don't get lost in it. Keep control of yourself amongst all the madness. It's easy to lose your footing when this whole damn place is misaligning off its axis. Don't get lost in it. 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 Well, it's the cheeky devil, the rebel who melts into any environment without sweating a speckle. Completely cool and mellow with the intention to meddle with levers of celebration that leads to the broken level. I'm both the jester and the intelligent peasant, part serious but open to the pleasures that are pleasant. Embracing the finer times cause that drive for life that gets you through the hardest bits and makes you thrive and strive to make the most of it. You start to get toasted quick, but not to the point where you get fucked up until you don't exist. Get proper lit, but not overlit. I don't want no comatose kids in my shoulders that are overdosed on opiates. I said make the most of it, make mates with a stranger. Reach the point where you forget about the pain and the anger. Away from the danger, into the light. Feel those hits come to life when the rhythm is tight. That shit is divine and it's hitting me high. Plus a few other things, it depends on the night. Whatever is right, instincts lead the way, getting wild until finally it's time to see the day. When parts of me decay, that means it's time to pack it in. But until that point I'm channeling the child that's within. Life is but a gift and yo, it's all about that balance. But when you're in the social realm, forget about that madness. Yeah. Cheeky devil. Follow your own path. Take time to reflect. When when the mind has awoken and the inspiration's flowing, let it grow and don't let no one deny the thoughts that you're provoking. Your path was never set, it has to be chosen by the motion of the highest desire inside. So don't let go of your mind's devotion, it's easy to be swept aside by aspirational expectations. Waiting to find your own path requires stamina and patience, but they can be related to the traits of self-denial. Life is tidal, but what's the direction of your spiral? So many forces pushing and pulling, they constantly battle and battle for influence. Their hearts are growing colder than the traditional climate of Inuits. I'm sick of it. People are guided along and find the trickery, following trends in popular culture because they like the simplicity. There's a whole world they're missing. Here's a snippet, give it a listen. We put the art in artillery with our musical ammunition. Right now we're here to share with you a very simple vision that we all hold the keys to our own mental vision. So follow your own path. Take time to reflect. Accept others' footprints and respect where they've stepped. I said follow your own path. Take time to reflect. Accept others' footprints and respect where they've stepped as we try to figure out what's next. What's next? Said as we try to figure out what's next.
There's writings on the wall.
No matter where you travel, to some extent you possess control of the situation. Apathy's a counterpart, free will's elimination. Sometimes the ice is thin and slippery. If we let it slide, we'll plummet from the summit into the darkness. Are you with me? Quickly all our goals can rearrange and disappear when the steering wheels are wearing out and we don't have the grip to steer. It's easy to forget that we don't have to adhere to any predetermined formulas of structure. Trust me, start trying to win the breeze. Remember to stop and smell the roses. Innovation is the spell I know to sift through and repel the poses. Whether or not the end is getting closer, we need to express our true selves to each other. When the time comes, we have closure. Let go the same for life, relationships, and humanity. The eternal flames that people it up and down as we dance with gravity. But if everyone was more out front, line and self-analytical, we might be at the pinnacle instead of praying that this match is critical. But we need mass unity, whilst maintaining the individual. But when it's a balanced line, we don't want no style that is just ritual. We need a positive outcome. Everyone approach is a little cynical. When you're feeling trapped by the sort of truth, the message is subliminal. And if your home is filled with screens and cameras, I suggest you throw rocks. Shatter this glass house and start to build your own damn soapbox. But now we'll plan our own locals collaboratively, expressing two minds with one lesson on how to guide your own progression. Follow your own path. Take time to reflect. Accept others' footprints and respect where they've stepped. I said follow your own path. Take time to reflect. Accept others' footprints and respect where they've stepped. Try to figure out what's next.
Well, the Defence Minister of Australia, Robert Hill, says the government's continuing to talk to the US about Australia developing a missile defence system. Earlier this year, the government revealed it was considering whether a shield could be put in place to protect Australia against a possible missile attack.
Yeah. Thank you. Fred Square, what up? My Castlemaine people.
Hey, do it.
Wild Castlemaine.
Hey, there you go.
Word.
Thank you.
Fuck yes.
Very impromptu. I just went down to visit some friends and was like, oh, let's play some music in the square.
So yeah, we've got a special treat and walking by and we are playing.
Thank you.
How good is that?
Do you sell like good CDs with that song?
I don't have any CDs. All of those songs are still yet to be recorded, including my album. But I do have some music. I do have some music on Spotify.
Okay.
A couple of tunes. Wyldcard with a Y.
Okay.
And First World Criminals is my big. I've got part of the 9-piece as well.
Okay.
And we've got a few things up.
Wild,
Ruckus is still filming
W-Y-L-D.
Yeah. Well, I figured before I press stop, I would just watch the fucking interaction.
Do you have any tunes you can play?
No, it's live streaming, dude.
Is that you?
Live streaming.
Yeah. Big up yourself, cunt.
Beat about what up live stream.
Really?
Yeah, has been the whole fucking set. I missed about like fucking half of the first song.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And what was
Hey, internet.
I'm finishing it.
the other band was that Wyldcard mentioned?
Oh, First World Criminals.
First
FWC.
First World.
How do you stop it? God damn this fandangle, I don't know how to turn it off now. How do you? Oh, maybe it's just the X.
Oh, right, that's why.
I have to go because
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a dance
the
class. But
X.
thank you so much.